The calm within the storm. John's journey to mastering emotions. Today, we will explore the power of staying calm and learn 7 habits that can help you manage your emotions effectively. Let's dive in. Many people struggle to control their emotions and get upset over minor issues, particularly during stressful and uncertain times. When things don't go their way, they can be overwhelmed by intense feelings like anger or distress, turning even small disagreements into harmful and embarrassing scenarios. Consider this. You're having a discussion with someone about a topic you both are passionate about, like sports or politics. You're simply trying to share your viewpoint, but the other person is becoming increasingly upset. They might raise their voice or make offensive remarks about you or your opinions. What begins as a friendly debate can quickly spiral into name-calling and personal attacks. Why does this happen? Not everyone has mastered the skill of emotional regulation. When they hear something they dislike, many people react impulsively, as if they're being hit by a wave of frustration and volatility. Such individuals might feel defensive, interpreting any disagreement as a personal affront. They could become angry if others don't acknowledge their ideas or because they're having difficulty expressing their thoughts clearly. When these emotions start to build up, they often lead to poor decisions. People may become desperate to assert their point of view, damaging relationships and hurting those they care about. It's only after everything calms down that they realize the extent of the damage. If you find yourself in situations where your emotions are put to the test, how can you keep them from getting out of hand? In this video, we'll introduce 7 effective habits that can help you master the art of non-reacting. These habits are used by highly disciplined individuals every day. With these practical habits, you'll learn to manage your emotions and handle any situation with grace. Let's meet John. John was a man who often found himself overwhelmed by anger and reactive syndrome. The slightest inconvenience could set him off, leading to arguments, broken relationships, and a constant feeling of regret. One day, John decided he had had enough. He wanted to change and began his journey toward emotional mastery. Habit 1. The pause and reflect. Whenever he felt anger building up, he would close his eyes and count to 5. This simple act helped him calm down and think more clearly. For example, during a heated debate with a colleague, John took a moment to breathe before responding, which prevented the argument from escalating. 2. Identify and understand. John noticed he was getting angry during a team meeting. Instead of reacting, he paused and asked himself why he was feeling this way. He realized that his anger came from feeling ignored when his suggestions weren't being considered. By understanding this, John found a better way to express himself. He calmly shared his feelings with his colleagues, saying, "I feel like my ideas are being overlooked, and it's important to me that my input is heard." This allowed for a more constructive conversation, and his team members were more receptive to his ideas. Habit 3. Let go of resentment. John realized that holding onto anger only harmed him. He started expressing his feelings by talking to friends or writing in his journal. This helped him let go of resentment and focus on resolving issues. After an argument with his brother, John chose to discuss his feelings instead of holding a grudge, leading to a deeper understanding between them. Habit 4. Label your emotions. To manage his emotions better, John began labeling them. When he felt overwhelmed, he paused to identify if he was angry, frustrated, sad, or embarrassed. This clarity made his emotions less intimidating. For example, anger. During a meeting at work, John was interrupted multiple times while trying to present his ideas. He felt a surge of heat and tension. Instead of reacting, he paused and labeled his feeling as anger. Recognizing this, John took a few deep breaths, collected his thoughts, and calmly requested to finish his point. Frustration. John was stuck in traffic on his way to an important appointment. The cars were barely moving, and he could feel his patience wearing thin. Instead of letting it get to him, he identified his emotion as frustration. By acknowledging his frustration, John turned on his favorite music and used the extra time to mentally prepare for his meeting. Sadness. After a long week, John was looking forward to a weekend getaway, but his plans fell through at the last minute. He felt a heaviness in his chest and a tinge of disappointment. By labeling his emotion as sadness, John was able to acknowledge his feelings and decided to spend the weekend doing something else he enjoyed, like visiting a local museum. Embarrassment. During a presentation to his coworkers, John tripped over his words and heard a few people laugh. He felt really embarrassed, and that feeling quickly turned into anger. His heart started beating faster, and his face got hot. John took a moment to recognize that he was first feeling embarrassed. This helped him understand that his anger was growing. Instead of getting angry or defensive, he took a deep breath, smiled, and joked about needing to start over. This lightened the mood and allowed him to continue his presentation calmly and confidently. Habit 5. Stress management. Recognizing the impact of stress on his emotions, John adopted stress-relieving activities like meditation and exercise. These habits helped him maintain emotional balance. He found that a morning jog not only kept him fit, but also cleared his mind for the day. Habit 6. Empathy and perspective. John practiced empathy by trying to see situations from others' perspectives. This habit softened his reactions and improved his relationships. During a disagreement with his friend, John took a step back to understand his friend's point of view, leading to a more constructive conversation. Habit 7. The power of breath. Finally, John harnessed the power of breathing. Whenever he felt his emotions spiraling, he took deep breaths to calm down and regain control. During a stressful work presentation, John used deep breathing to stay composed and deliver his best performance. Conclusion: a new John. John's journey to emotional mastery transformed his life. By practicing these 7 habits, he learned to control his emotions and react with patience and composure. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, and subscribe to help us create more engaging content. Have a great day.